Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing what I'm going to end up, I guess, calling part 2 of the Blackout series for my 2024 Silverado. I'm going to be doing an Ecoological Bumpershell on the rear bumper. I'd already filmed a video on some other things I did that I was going to call part 2, but the audio turned out horrible. It was really windy on that day, so I just kind of scrapped the whole idea. What I'm going to end up doing is just give you a little walk around showing you the things that I did and do not have the video footage for anymore, and just kind of give you the rundown on that. So up first, we got this blacked out American flag trailer hitch cover. Super easy to install. Really low priced. I don't remember exactly what. I'll put my affiliate link for it in the description of this video. If you guys are interested and want any of the products. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Helps me out a little bit. Oops, almost dropped that. Helps me out a little bit. I get a small amount whenever somebody purchases something that I've set up a link for that way. So, but I did that. I've also got the matching license plates around. I got my plate number covered up. I'm just not really into exposing all that information online. So next I got a pair of these flag stickers to match the trailer hitch cover. It comes in a 2-pack. Good pricing on them. I'll put a link for those in the description as well. I've also got the inserts to cover these holes. They come in handy. Water kept getting down in there. I've had leaves down in there before. I basically put them on every truck that I end up leasing for that reason. I'll put a link for those too. They're also relatively low priced. I did the AVS vent visors. Also put these on every single vehicle I've ever owned. I'll put a link in the description for those as well. Outside of that, I had my chrome mirror caps wrapped by a guy here locally. I got the shorty antenna. I didn't go super short with it because I'm just not a giant fan of the super short antenna, so I went with, I think it's like a 13-inch or something. Works great. I haven't noticed any signal loss. I live in a very big city, so I mean our signals here are strong. I can't speak for anybody that would live out in the country what type of signal changes they may get. So I swapped out my all black Z71 emblems to go with this black with the red Z to I thought it matched and went better with the black and red line type emblems that I put everywhere else. So I changed out the gloss all black and I went with this. It's kind of more of a matte. The red has a little bit of shine to it, but I think it turned out looked a whole lot better. And then I also went in and had the bow tie wrapped to go around along with the rest of the idea that I have for this truck. I'm going to be doing the Ecoological rear bumper today. I ordered that a while back. I have not installed it yet. I did not order everything at the same time when I did that because I wanted to see what I thought about the quality of the bumper before I got the front, and then they were still working on the grill piece, but we have that now, so I'm going to end up ordering those as well. But I think that's pretty much caught up to speed on everything I've done so far. So I'm gonna get things set up. Here's the bumper shells over here. I'm gonna get everything set up. Step one is we gotta clean this bumper. So it's relatively clean, but I'm gonna be wiping it down. Cleaning it all with alcohol to get off any leftover residue. I mean, there's some water spots on there and stuff, and but it's a back bumper. It's not like it's a front bumper and there's bugs all stuck to it, so shouldn't be that difficult. But I'll check back in with you guys as soon as I get everything set up. Okay, so I've got everything cleaned up. I wiped the bumper down with alcohol, cleaned everything up really good. I wasn't gonna bore you by filming the 7 minutes it took me to do all that. Just wanted to throw that in there, that, you know, it was done. It is a necessary step. You just didn't have to watch me. So what I'm going to be doing now, the directions say to remove 4 Torx 30 bolts from each side, the passenger and the driver. I'm going to be starting on the driver's side. So here we are looking at the back bumper from the back of the vehicle. On the driver's side, you can see the exhaust tip. So 3 of the Torx 30 bolts are on the left side of that exhaust tip, and then there's 1 in between the exhaust tip and the trailer hitch. So I'm just going to kind of film it from up here. I got the camera on a tripod. I don't want to keep going on and off and on and off, so I'm going to film it from up this way and kind of let you see where those are located and what that looks like. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we need to separate and pry up the foot pad over here in the step well. And then once we do that, when we gain access, we're going to be removing 3 T10 bolts from the top of that footwell, and then there's 2 T10 bolts underneath of that step. So we're going to go ahead and access those and remove them now. Got a non-marring trim tool, a few of them actually. That's what I'm going to be using. It's important for this part. I mean, you use a screwdriver if you want to, but any gouges or scrapes you put in there are going to be there for as long as you own the vehicle. So I'm going to use these. I've not done this yet, so I don't know how difficult or how easy it's going to be. this should. That's all right. We don't have to remove it any further than that. All I need is these two. No reason to overcomplicate things. It was not T10s. It said T10. Okay. Let's try T15. The directions said T10. And they are indeed T15s. Easier if I had something with a shorter handle on it, but these are what I have on hand. Okay, so far these appear to be all the same length, so it shouldn't matter which hole you end up putting them back in when they go back together. Also, I just want to make a little recommendation here. What I'm doing and what I always like to do and stuff like this, everything I take out and put into one of these little magnetic trays. If you have a lot, you might need to, separate it and treat things a little bit differently, but I don't really have too many so far. But I mean, there's 9 in there. I'd hate to kick one out into the yard or lose it somewhere in the drive. So I put them in these and just kind of set them off to the side. Anyways. Okay, so the next step was kind of confusing. Not really super clear from the written instructions that they give. So I checked around YouTube and got a couple tips and hints on it. But there's basically 3 little clips on the bottom of that thing that you got to get underneath the bumper with a flathead screwdriver and get to. I've got it pretty loose now. There's one in this area, another one over in this area, and then one back here by the front. I'm gonna get down there and finish popping off the one, maybe 2 that aren't quite all the way out yet, and I'll show you how that pulls out of there afterwards. Okay, now that that's done and out of the way, I'm gonna give it a once over, make sure everything's clean again, now that I can access the additional parts of the bumper, and then I'll be getting the bumper shell out and doing a test fit. During the test fit, I will not be removing any of the adhesion backers or permanently trying to stick it to the truck at all. I'm just going to be putting it on there and seeing if there's anything I have to watch out for or address before I try the final install of this side. It's 3 pieces, a driver side, a passenger side, and then a center. You do either of the driver or the passenger side first, then you do the other side, and then you do the center last. So I'm gonna stop this video and then just, like I said, give it a once over, make sure I got everything wiped off and everything before I go through and try to test fit. Okay, so here we are. Test fit went great. I had to use my trim tool just a little bit to pop up on that bumper pad. Basically start over here and wrap it around that corner of the bumper and then pull everything back and around. And as you're coming around, you're tucking the entire top lip under the bumper pad. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling it back off, and then I'll be setting up the adhesion portion of it to put it on for good. It comes with clear plastic wrap over it. I'm going to leave that stuff on there, but I'm going to pull it back down away so I can get to it all from underneath of that bumper pad. That way, when I'm done, I can take it off really easy and not have it stuck up under there or anything. So I'm going to pull this back off. Pay extra attention when I do to where my 3M tape goes. There's a stick of adhesion promoter that they provided, so we need to put that in those areas, and then we're going to be putting it back on. Okay, so I did the test fit, looked at everything. The only place that it really has any of the 3M tape is going to be over in this section right here. It wraps around that front, cups around the back pretty good to hold it in place. Along the bottom, all of those T10 screws that I took out go right back in. These holes that are cut out to hold all that in place. All I did so far was peeled that tape back, that protective film back off of that edge. so I don't get it stuck underneath the bumper pad when I'm tucking it back in. And then after I get it into place and sealed down really good, then I'll be taking the protective cover off. So let's try that right now. Here's the adhesion promoter they give you. All you do is push down on it right here, breaks it open. Now we'll take it down, apply it here, let it saturate, apply a good chunk of it here. I'm going to go over because I don't know how quick this might dry up. I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to hold it upside down and watch the tip get saturated. Just to make sure. That should be pretty good. I'm going to stand this up back over here out of the way, because I think I may need it again for the center. So now we're going to move in. Take this over to this side. Wrap it. Push it. Come around. Tucking this top edge all the way around, best as we can. Hold this bottom edge, tuck that up into place somewhat. Get this lined. Here was where I needed this the first time around. You gotta pull and kind of push it tight to the bumper to seat it. Now that we're about right here, I'm gonna come back, reach back here. Pull off Alright, let's pull these off. Alright, let's rotate back around again. Tuck that. Sorry if I'm blocking any view right now. We'll stretch this as far as we can take it towards the center. Rock it up under there. Pop it right there. And there we are. Down here. Push it really good. Seat it all. My adhesion is all in here. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I give that a good push. Everything. It's just to heat it if it's below 68 degrees, but it's 85 degrees here today, so we should be fine. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna start with the 4 T30 screws down here in the bottom. That way it'll help hold this into place. And then as I fidget around with this, I don't have to worry about it shifting or anything. As I do this, I'm going to peel back the film on the bottom. As you see, it lined right up. So fitment is great there. Move around to these sides. Go to the next one. Peel back this protective cover. Put the bolt in. Spot on again. Come around to this one. Where's my tool? This one was off just a touch. Let's try this. Jump back into this one. Okay. Try tightening these two down. That might help. Just a little off keel. I can push on it, push it back into place, but I'm kind of hoping as everything else seats. It'll kind of drop itself where it needs to be. And at the day, I mean, it is some kind of plastic, so there's play and adjustments I can make. It helped my tool wasn't so much longer than it actually needs to be. keep in mind, these are clips that you're screwing this back into. So, I mean, if the clip slides a little bit one way and the plastic slides a little bit the other way. I don't know which exactly caused that to not line up all that great in the beginning, but as I tightened it down, everything cinched right into place. And now this one is good to go on its own. Right where it needed to be again. So, as it all lined back up, it kind of pulled itself back to where it needed to go. All that's left now really is to put this step back in. And to do that, we're kind of just going to go the reverse of how we got it out. It's back down in here. There's clips on the bottom. Well, popped pretty much right in, all on their own as soon as I gave it just a little push. Yeah, I mean, it's this one up here is a little funky, but that was the easy one to get out. So we're going to take our T15 screws, pop that into place. Give it a little push. Got that one started. Grab the next one. Give it a little push. Got that one started. This is not probably the ideal tool to be doing this. If you had a little ratchet with a T15 head, I don't at the moment. I mean, I guess I may if I were willing to dig around for the adapter piece. It would probably take, because I have T15 heads for my drill guns. Snug that down. Snap that down. I'm going to take this. Get these tabs popped back in place. I think I should have done it while I had it off. I know I flathead screwdriver around here somewhere. Alright. Pop that back into place. Last is these top screws. I'm going to go ahead and peel this back. This is what I was worried about. I was pulling it back in the first place. I didn't notice it tucked back up underneath of it there. So, it'll be alright. It's just gonna be a little bit more of a pain trying to get it off. Looks like definitely on the next side. I will pull the majority of this off before putting the step back in. So, it's just plastic. It'll come off. We'll deal with that in just a bit. I'm gonna do the same kind of thing here. Put these in. Start tightening them down to help pull it back into place. It was a pretty tight fit before. And now there's an extra layer of plastic in there with this bumper shell. So I'm not surprised, but I'm actually glad it's this tight of a fit. And then I'll just go back and take that little bit of plastic off of there. But there you go. That's one side, start to finish. I'm not going to bore you with having watch me do the other side. What I will do is do the other side and then check back in and show you guys the center. Okay, here we are now. Both the driver and the passenger side done. I didn't film the passenger side because I already filmed the driver's side, and they're done exactly the same. So I will tell you that I set a timer and I timed myself, and it took me just under 21 minutes start to finish to do the passenger side. So driver's side was kind of an experiment. I didn't really know what was going on, figured it out. Then once I knew how to do it, passenger side, knocked it out even quicker. What I'm gonna do now is check back in. Oh, I will tell you too, one thing that I did learn, and a tip for anybody else doing this going forward. The adhesion promoter is a one and done type situation. So I'm glad I put it over on that side, because I tried to put more on that side just to wet it again and everything, and it's completely dried out. So that's not a thing you can wait and use as you go. If I had to do it all over again, I would tear it all apart, do the driver and passenger side at the same time, and then do the center, and then put it all back together. But you live and you learn. So here we are now. One thing I do know I'm going to start out with is that hitch cover is going to come off and out of the way, but I'm going to check back and go through the directions, and that way I know what's going on, and then I'll check back in and let you guys follow along. Okay, so the center looks to be relatively simple. All you gotta do is pop up that step pad, start at the top, tuck it underneath of that step pad, make it sure that it overlaps the passenger and driver side piece, roughly an inch on both sides, center it up. You do have to be careful because the only thing that holds it in place is 4 pieces of adhesive. So pretty much once you get that down and touch it onto the bumper, you're pretty much where you're going to end up at that point. I did a little test fit. I stuck the piece up there. I think what I'm going to do is I'll bring this over. I'm going to start on the passenger side, so this is going to be the driver's side. I'm going to peel this strip back and this strip back a couple of inches and leave it. That way if I touch any of this while I'm on the driver's side, it doesn't stick. These I'm going to take off completely, so once they touch, they're stuck. But I'm going to roll it on from the passenger side to the driver. Once I get it where I want, reach up behind it and pull the remaining adhesion strip. So we start by tucking that corner. There we go. Let's try that. And as I said, it goes on top of the two outer pieces, not under it. Fill this down. Now I think I pretty much got that where I want it. One strip, two strips. So I tip it up, push that forward and into place. We're gonna pull our strips. Make sure that's pushed all the way forward, and then roll it down. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how well I like that down there at the bottom in the center. It just kind of sticks to the other piece, but time will tell, and we'll see. I mean, I guess realistically, worst case scenario, at some point I could take a self-tapping screw and just run it through there. Helps cure it down a little bit more. But as of right now, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff peeled off, cleaned up. I'm gonna press on it a few more good times just to kind of make sure everything's sealed, and then we're gonna pull it over and we'll park it. And I mean, it's 85 degrees today. It's gonna be 80-some degrees tomorrow, so the sun will bake down on it and cook it and do what it does to seal it all up and make sure it sticks good. But I'm gonna leave you right here for a second and get cleaned up. And here we are now, all said and done, finished up. Pulled it back out into the sun. Take a look. No more chrome. If I knew then what I know now, I would say the install takes about an hour. If you got all the tools and everything situated and you're ready to do it. So, fairly simple. Now that I've done it, the instructions were a little bit wishy-washy and a couple spots I mean, they weren't horrible. They did a decent job explaining it if you already had a basic understanding of what you were going after. But I wasn't sure exactly where the clips were at and how they worked and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm a little concerned with that centerpiece. It's on there good everywhere except for the bottom is what kind of concerns me a little bit. And like I said, worst case scenario, I'll get some black self-tapping screws and just screw them through that tab right into the bumper if I feel that's starting to separate it all. Only thing left is maybe I might get rid of those chrome exhaust tips here in the back and switch over to some black ones. I know that's an option. And then, like I said, I'm going to be doing the front bumper and the front grille. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll throw links in this video description for the modifications and stuff that I made and where you can get parts and products. Like I said, my Amazon affiliate links, they don't cost you any money. They help me out, you know, help get back to the channel just a little bit. Like I said, you're going to pay the same price anyways, so just by using my link versus a random link, it helps me a bit. But other than that, thanks for watching. Take a look around the rest of the channel. If you're interested in seeing anything you like, you know, like, subscribe. Hang out for a while. I do a lot of random things on this channel. Like I said, still to come at some point, I'm going to be doing the front end. And probably, I really think I'm going to go with those exhaust tips next. The only thing I don't know is if I want to stay with that style or switch over to round. So, like I said, subscribe. Hang out. Check back later and you'll see what I end up doing, I guess. Thanks for watching.